What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarisse.
This is the nightly morning show because we get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
That is right. Welcome back to another nightly morning show streaming live here on the YouTube.
Yeah. This time we were only 10 minutes late instead of 30, I think it was last week. So, guys, we're getting better. We're getting better at this.
We're getting something. That is for sure. I also forgot to turn the lower thirds on, so...
Oh, that's fun.
Let me do that. Can I do it from my couch? Can you scooch over that way just a little bit? I feel like I'm a little out of frame. Yes, there we are. Yay. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? I know we've got Rhiannon Cates here of Wind, Rebel Trooper, my brother Miller, people in the chat.
Yeah.
But the question that we always start with every week is, Clarisse, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm good. We woke up to a Venom trailer this morning.
Venom. So, I didn't make that joke in the trailer reaction.
Oh,
from the song from the first movie that's like Venom.
That's a true shame.
Yeah.
So we reacted to that. That'll be going live on YouTube shortly.
In 7 minutes.
Wow, 7 whole minutes. Yeah, but I'm good. I'm tired.
Yeah.
It was a sleepy morning for me.
I feel like we had an especially nerdy weekend because we watched all of Jupiter's Legacy, the new Netflix show.
Yeah.
We put up some videos about it. You can go see that to see how we felt about it. But we also started some, I'm going to call them the journeys to Black Widow and the journey to Fast 9, in that we have started to watch the Fast and the Furious movies. Because we're going to do a ranking video. We're going to rank the entire Fast universe. We're going to rank the entire MCU. That one is probably going to be 3 videos. But I wanted to know, so we've seen 2 Fast and Furious movies now. How are you feeling about the franchise?
Well, I don't know, because like you said that they kind of are all over the place in terms of like style and story and like that kind of thing. So I'm just kind of like, I know what I've seen so far, and that's about it. I'm not making any assumptions. But it was fun.
The second one is such a different movie from the first.
Yeah.
Tonally.
Yeah, it's punchy, gun, pew pew, vroom vroom. Whereas like the first one is more just like vroom vroom, you know?
Yeah, and the first one is
family. No.
Family. The first one also just is about, and like we talked about this, the first one is very much about class and about like a community, whereas the second one doesn't really have that same like community, that same sense of community. It doesn't have that same like central unit that the first one has.
Yeah.
The characters don't really have much relationship to each other.
No.
Whereas in the first movie, there's like decades of history and the majority of the relationships outside of Brian's relationship to people.
Yeah.
And so it's a very different movie, but I'm excited to watch the rest of them with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun journey. Hi chat, how y'all doing? We're gonna get into it here, but thank you for coming by DAS YouTube.
DAS YouTube. Should we get into the news? We got some stuff to talk about, y'all. But let's start with our title story. We had CEO of a company host SNL this week.
Yeah.
Which I was about to say has never happened before, but I'm pretty sure Donald Trump was the CEO of his company when he hosted SNL.
He hosted SNL.
Yeah. I think it was during the Republican primaries. It was kind of wild. That was... of controversial SNL hosts, I think Donald Trump is a far more controversial host than Elon Musk ended up being. Everyone was so worried that Elon Musk on SNL was going to be this wildly controversial night of comedy and insanity, and it really wasn't.
No, it was fun. We watched parts of it.
Yeah, I've seen more of it than you have.
Yeah.
And I thought that he did an admirable job for someone who is not an entertainer professionally.
Yeah.
I thought he handled himself pretty well. He was down and he was game for all the sketches.
Yeah.
His Wario, the whole Wario Luigi sketch was something. But he committed, and that's all you can ask from someone who is not doing this full time. So I actually was impressed with how invested he was in participating.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that he, at the beginning of the show, in his opening monologue, was like, I want to send people to Mars. Like, why do you expect me to be this normal human?
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
he's like, no.
I'm kind of a weird dude. And he straight up is just like, I'm kind of a weird dude. And I was like, you know what, man?
Own it.
I'm kind of a weird dude, too. I can get behind that. Yeah. I mean, you're way too rich. And, like, you should, like, redistribute your wealth. But other than that,
yeah.
The real story of SNL, the two big stories of it, though, were SNL tried out a new live stream feature through YouTube. So SNL is broadcast live in the United States. Mm-hmm. But for this show, for the first time, they broadcast this show live on YouTube on Saturday night, and it was in 100 countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is actually really cool.
Yeah, right. The future is now, old man. Get with it. Well, it's traditionally been hard to watch SNL if you don't live in the United States. Yeah. The videos have been traditionally very country blocked to you can only watch their uploads if you live in the United States. Right. Or if you have a VPN. And so it's been kind of a long process to get SNL to open up to other places. Yeah. Yeah, and obviously, like, if you have satellite in Canada, you can probably watch it live on your TV. Mm-hmm. But I liked seeing SNL go to YouTube. I thought that was a really smart move for them. SNL's ratings have been dropping in recent years, just not because of any reason other than television ratings have been dropping. And I think that SNL putting its foot in the future and in moving forward and in staying alive past the natural kind of death of cable television is going to be really important for that program if it wants to succeed. Yeah.
Yeah, how long do you think that's going to take until they're, like, we don't have that? Like, it's everything is just streaming.
5 more years.
Only 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, like, 15. But
no,
sure.
Here's the thing. Sports is already going that way, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I think it was... was it NBC Sports? Yeah, NBC Sports is shuttering by the end of the year. And so with Disney having ESPN Plus attached to its streaming service already, the only reason to have cable is sports.
Right.
Truly. Like, the value of cable, at least in North America, my brother Miller brings up, Hero Win in the chat brings up that it depends on the country, and obviously it's going to be different everywhere.
Sure.
The real value of cable is sports and getting to watch football live and getting to watch. But even like football, the NFL is on DAZN now, right? That
right.
DAZN, the app that I first heard of because I think it was where Jake Paul's first fight was. I think the pay-per-view was on DAZN or DAZN. And so, I don't know. I think that you're going to see... We're already seeing channel shutter. I think you're going to see niche channels on cable, like the Golf Channel and stuff like that, slowly shutter. Right. And, we're because sports is starting to go online, I think that everything is going to go online.
Yeah, all right.
And
that
I
makes
think
sense.
All televisions will just connect to the internet, and you'll just watch your, we all have cable. We have cable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our cable is just that we pay $9.99 every month to a bunch of different people, and we get cable for it.
Yeah, it would be really nice actually if you could scroll through, like you have cable television, you have your channels, but instead it's like what Netflix is pushing right now, like what you can watch there, and you can kind of find everything in one place. I don't think it would ever happen. But it would just be really nice and convenient to have it all in one place. Or, like, you can also, like, what?
I love that you are currently pitching Apple TV.
Oh, is that what? I've never used
Apple TV
ever.
Apple TV does this thing where it literally just is like, if you connect all of your streaming services to it, it literally just shows you, like, what's new on each of those streaming services.
Apple TV, big brain ideas. No, but the one that I would include is YouTube.
Hello, I would like to pitch... that we should have Apple TV.
Just add YouTube to it and it'll be perfect.
It's on there.
Is it you can scroll through YouTube channels?
On Apple TV, yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll see myself out. cool.
Hello, my name is Clarus. I would like to pitch Apple TV 2. This is like the time when you were doing a Clarus Makes Up the News, and you said the thing about orange, the orange coming before the color, and that was the truth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, it just...
Sandra in the chat says, so kind of like Roku.
Roku? Don't we have a Roku TV?
We do, yeah.
But you can't... They're not all in one place.
I mean, all of our streaming services are.
Yeah, but you have to go into each individual app. I'm just saying if it was lined up like channels like the,
Well, that can't happen, right? Because there's too many options. But like modern, a lot of smart TVs already do that, right? A lot of smart TVs, if you go into your guide and you're scrolling down, there'll be like a Netflix thing, and it'll say like the newest thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
There'll be like a Netflix channel line in this smart TV guide.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I love that you're like, that'll never happen. And I'm like, no, it exists.
Already.
Our mod and Discord,
Manager,
creator and manager,
Guru.
just popped into our chat, and it is his birthday.
Happy birthday, Otter.
Otter, that's amazing. Happy birthday, my friend. Wow. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I hope that you get cake
mm-hmm.
and balloons. And
hugs.
Sex. What?
This is YouTube.
This is YouTube. Yeah. You can say the word sex on YouTube.
All right. Well, we hope you have a very enjoyable day.
This is not Twitch. This is not some archaic platform that tries to regulate how much clothing women can wear.
YouTube doesn't?
You can have your titties out on YouTube. You can have the nipple out, but you can have like... At least YouTube isn't like, we will monitor your cleavage line.
I guess.
You can show you can show some butt crack. Otter, I'm so sorry that this is where your birthday conversation went.
So sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways, happy birthday. We were talking about Elon Musk.
Don't have your birthday on the Nerdy Nightly. It's a mess.
Yeah.
But the other big story about Elon Musk, we didn't even get to it. Dogecoin. Everyone was so sure that Dogecoin was going to do crazy, wild numbers because of Elon Musk, and it didn't. It crashed. Dogecoin dropped by about 30% after Elon Musk called it a hustle on SNL.
A hustle?
Yeah.
What is that supposed to mean?
Like it's a hustle. It's like a...
Like it's a
like
job?
a grift. Like it's a scam. It's a hustle.
What? Isn't like
You're
hustle,
thinking... No, you're thinking of side hustle.
No, isn't like the hustle like the grind?
No, that's the hustle.
Or is it the dance, the hustle?
Okay, no. So there's the dance, the hustle. There's the hustle, which is the innate financial fear that has been put in all millennials that causes us to work 24/7 and not have personal lives.
Right, okay.
There is side hustle, which is like your second job, or like your like at-home business when you have your full-time gig.
Or a hustle, which is a scam.
Or there is a hustle, which is a scam, yeah. The English language is great.
I love that for us.
The English language is awesome.
That's not confusing at all. Oh, okay.
So when Elon Musk called it a hustle, he was jokingly calling it a scam because it's a bit where Colin Jost and Michael Che are not understanding what Dogecoin was in the Weekend Update segment, and it was funny. It was a funny bit, but the hustle line apparently cost it about 30% of its value. However, it has bounced back by half of that. It was trading at 65 cents, dropped down to about 40, and then is now back up to about 57.
Oh, okay.
So Dogecoin is going to be fine, especially since 3 months ago it was trading at 4 cents. So
yeah, I think they're okay.
It's a joke currency.
We should have bought Dogecoin right when it dipped down, like at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what all people say about all stocks.
Well,
we should have bought it when it was low. You know what? We should have bought Apple in 1990.
We should have.
We should have bought Apple stock.
6 years old, you know.
You were 6 years old in 1990?
No, sorry, I thought you said 90s, not 90. I was -4.
I was like, wife, have you been lying to me this whole time?
Wow, this is all over the place.
My waifu is lying to me. All right, let's move on to some other news stories, though. What do you want to talk about next? Gaming, television, or movies?
Let's go with television.
Television. We have a very short story, and I forgot to do something for it, but that's fine.
Right, we'll get it out of the way then.
House of the Dragon has released its first photos, and I don't have them to show to you. I'm sorry. I meant to find a way to put them on screen.
Because
they look really cool.
Yeah, they look great, but they've been out for almost a week, so I feel like most people have already seen them.
This is a good sign that this show is coming quickly.
Yes.
But people are nervous.
Good. Look, after the disaster that was season 8 of Game of Thrones,
I liked it.
It's my point exactly.
You're calling me a disaster?
I understand why people are nervous. I am also nervous, but the photos look great. Matt Smith is gonna be great. Matt
Smith as a not a Valyrian, as a Valyrian. He's a Valyrian.
High Valyrian, yeah.
Yeah, as a Targaryen, looks so perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he genuinely looks like he is Viserion's ancestor.
Yeah.
Not Viserion.
Viserys. Yeah.
Yeah, ancestor. It's kind of wild.
Yeah. It looks really, really good. I am very excited and also nervous at the same time.
Not gonna lie, y'all. Olivia Cook. I love her.
I
fell in love with her watching Bates Motel. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
She's the sweetest. She's the sweetest person.
Mm-hmm.
And if she dies, I riot. So, warning you now, HBO.
You might have to riot because it is Game of Thrones. And
it's not Game of Thrones, though. It is a completely different creative team. So, who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is the one where no one dies. Maybe the dragons are really cuddly.
Yeah, maybe they go for that,
Maybe they're vegetarian.
Injure and not... Vegetarian dragons. I want to see that show. That sounds like a... Do you think that the dragons from Dragon Tales were vegetarian?
No.
No, that's...
No, what you didn't see on screen in Dragon Tales was they straight up eat children. Oh, yeah.
They just really liked those two that came back every time?
They eat their audience, their target demographic.
Or maybe they were waiting until they got a little more muscly,
a little
chubbier.
Muscly.
Yeah, for more meat. Children are small. There's not a lot there, so
I hate it.
You're welcome.
Should we get all the controversies out of the way in one fell swoop?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, y'all. We have some controversies to talk about today. Unfortunately. But let's start with the one that everyone is talking about. Gal Gadot has confirmed the previous rumors that Joss Whedon had threatened her career, to which I have to say, I get that Joss Whedon is not a good dude, but is he stupid?
He kind of must be. I don't understand how you think that, you can bully someone like Gal Gadot. She is such an icon, especially, so many women look up to her, and so many young girls, and, you think that she was just gonna not say anything?
Yeah. You also think that Gal Gadot is super worried about Joss Whedon being able to ruin her career?
Yeah.
What are you gonna... it's such a weird threat, because what are you gonna do?
Yeah, she's literally Wonder Woman.
Not only that, she's an international star of many movies and things.
She's
she produces.
Wildly successful.
This is not the 90s, right? You actors aren't just actors anymore. They're producers. Wonder Woman is heavily connected to the back end of how these movies are made. Yeah. It's bizarre to me that anyone could possibly think that they would be able to just end Gal Gadot's career.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to let the Flash land on her boobs. It's oh man. And it's kind of wild, right? If you told me this happened 20 years ago, I'd be like, I kind of understand where he thought maybe he had that kind of power.
Yeah.
But dude, it's a different time. This was first of all, just a terrible thing to do. Obviously, I don't want to diminish that, but also just so dumb.
Yeah. You done fudged up. It's
look,
you're a terrible person, and you were stupid about it. So you get what you deserve.
I think that Ray Fisher ended Joss Whedon's career for a while. I think that Joss Whedon could have come back in a bit from the Ray Fisher accusations. It would have taken time. It would have taken a long time. But I think that this is this is the thing that makes it so that he can't come back from it.
No, yeah,
I can't
never
picture it.
like nobody's gonna be like, yeah, I want to work with that dude.
It's nuclear, you know. At this point, like he is the Chernobyl of the. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because there are a lot of current Chernobyls. Obviously, Harvey Weinstein, Scott Rudin is certainly becoming one in the Broadway world.
Yeah.
There's James Franco's the whole thing with Seth Rogen and James Franco over the weekend. It's a wild time.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to watch all these very narcissistic, ego-driven men fall like dominoes.
Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm just sitting here and I'm like...
Sip that tea.
Oh, really? You don't say.
Otter is saying, to be fair, some people do get jobs because of the controversies.
It depends on the kind of controversy.
It depends on the kind of job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Joss Whedon is never going to direct a $200 million movie again.
No.
He's never going to, because he is dangerous to the bottom line of the companies.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you look bad if you hire those people now. And I get, like, there are certain controversies that, yes, I think have boosted certain people's careers. But this is the kind of thing that doesn't fly anymore. And that's good.
And it never should have. Like,
no.
it never should have. But let's be honest. Like, Hollywood, people got away with it for a long time in Hollywood. Yeah. And I am happy to see that is coming to an end.
Yep.
Just like I hope the HFPA learns their lesson from what's going on right now and changes what they're doing. Do you know what the HFPA is?
Not a clue.
Baby. The HFPA is the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. And they have come under fire after the Avengers have turned on them.
The Avengers?
Yeah, so it started, Mark Ruffalo, who actually won a Golden Globe very recently, recently came out against the HFPA after, this goes back to earlier in the year when we, as a society, discovered that the HFPA does not have any black members. There are no press members of, and honestly, just the number of diverse reporters within the Hollywood Foreign Press Association was so minimal that it's honestly laughable. Considering where we're at in Hollywood and what's been going on in the award circuit with the Academy and the Oscars, and so the HFPA acknowledged that they were not in the right here, they were in the wrong, and they put out a plan to make some changes to do better, and everyone read their plan and came back with a resounding that's not enough, that's not good enough. And so now Mark Ruffalo has come out and said that it's time to distance from the HFPA, and Scarlett Johansson has also come out now and made the same claim. Time's Up, the women's organization that sprung up around the Me Too movement, and GLAAD have also come out and said the same thing. And so, when Black Widow and the Hulk are saying, hey, get your crap together, I hope that makes people listen.
I would hope so.
And I expect to see more actors and actresses coming out in the same way in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way it's like a contained thing. If there's already this many people, it's... it's just going to get worse until they do something about it.
Yeah, and I hope that they do. I think that the Golden Globes are a fun night. The Golden Globes are in some ways I enjoy them more than the Oscars because they acknowledge kind of the ridiculousness of award shows. And it's just an enjoyable night where, you get to watch the people in the movies you like get a little drunk and say things they probably shouldn't say on television. Yeah. And Ricky Gervais is sometimes there being hilarious. He
is my favorite. Like, we're just watching, because he hosted, like...
4 times? He hosted quite a few times.
Yeah, okay. It's been a few times. I think I've watched, like, 2 or 3 of the different ones that he's hosted, and he's great.
Yeah, and so, I would love for the Golden Globes to continue to be the fun award show that it is. But at the same time, like, I don't want to support it if it's not going to be award shows are stupid. Yeah. They're stupid. They're meant to be fun, but they should be fun for everyone. And if you cannot create a committee of diverse voices to create an award show that is for everyone, I don't want to support it.
Yeah, do better.
Yeah.
Just get your crap together. Thank you.
thankfully, I think that is all of the big controversies that we have to talk about today. Do you want to move into some gaming news?
Yeah,
just for a palate cleanse. Titanfall 2 was free over the weekend, which is very fun. And in honor of that, a speedrunner who held the record for beating the you know how games have like I'm trying to think of what the word is. The first level, which is like a not a test. I can't think of the word. It's like a tutorial level. A tutorial level.
I was
my
like,
god.
What are you trying to say right now?
There's a tutorial level at the beginning of Titanfall 2, which is a very difficult. It's not hard to do slowly, but if you want to go fast, it's very hard.
Yeah.
And so in 2009, let me actually pull. I think his name is Cash Mayo had set a record of like 11.7 seconds, and that record stood for 2 years until someone came in just over a week ago and beat his record and got down to 11.2 seconds. So poor Cash Mayo lost his world record.
Oh no!
And so on the weekend that Titanfall 2 went free and was out there for the masses, he was like, you know what, it's time. It's been a week. I haven't had my record for a week. So he came out and he crushed it. I highly recommend you go look up the video and watch it for yourself. It's insane to watch. His controller skills must be just nuts.
Yeah.
But he managed to get his speedrunning record back by 1/10 of a second. So the speedrunning record for the tutorial level is now 11.1 seconds instead of 11.2 seconds.
Wow. I mean, I guess it counts. You know, it counts. That's what it comes down to. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Because it really is a preposterous. It's preposterous. Speedrunning is ridiculous.
It's so impressive and ridiculous. Like, it's not something I could ever do. My brain does not work like that, and I have a lot of respect for people that do it. But, like, most of the time, I just sit there thinking, I'm like, who figured this out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, when we were talking about that console, like, who figured out that if you heat your console to this specific degree, then you can use an exploit in this game to, like, who did that? What were you doing? How did you figure that out?
Why did you microwave your console?
It blows my mind.
Look, I love watching speedruns. I love it. I have no desire to ever speedrun anything.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it just seems like an exercise in frustration.
Yeah.
And like the closest thing I want to an exercise in frustration is Dark Souls.
Oh, I was gonna say your Nuzlocke, but
that's not frustrating to me. I enjoy it.
Okay.
I like the Nuzlocking.
All right, that's fine.
In other gaming news, we have this next story is actually really cool. I don't understand it. So bear with us. I'm going to do my best explaining what this is.
Okay.
And we're gonna get through this together. But I think that this is amazing.
I'm ready to go on this journey with you.
So, if you don't know what EVE Online is this massive science fiction MMO.
Okay.
That we've actually talked about before, because weird things happen in EVE Online.
Oh, is this the one where they like they have the two like factions that had the big war?
Yes, this is the big war that cost like real life money. Like people lost real life money because of it. But EVE Online is this massive online multiplayer game. And it's described as being you can mine planets, fight other players in all-out war, and fly through wormholes to reach new destinations. But they have been doing this thing called citizen science projects, where they create mini-games within the game that record data from the playthroughs of their players in order to help scientists with their research.
How?
Because by having a large number of people do these mini-games over and over again, they are able to take the sample data and they are able to use that to understand something.
Okay. Even though it's a specific kind of person that plays this game. I just feel like your sample size isn't very diverse.
Oh, no. They're not trying to find, like, it's not about, they're not doing mini-games to, like, test a thing about a certain type of people. What they're doing is, so, this story came about because they put in a mini-game to help scientists research COVID-19.
How?
So basically, this is why this is so complicated. I wanted to talk about it because it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is the quote from the scientist. His last name is Finnbogason, which is an amazing last name. Our latest installment is this COVID-19 project. We've been running it for almost a year, or exactly a year now, and it's super exciting. It's really turned into a wonderful project. So basically, I feel like this is so hard to explain. So the players draw polygons around cells to help scientists determine the given population of the cell. And so this is like manual work that the scientists would have to do themselves.
Okay.
But it takes hours to do.
Right.
Right? And so they're having video gamers do it for in-game skins. But
wow. Okay.
So they're just saving scientists time, and
okay.
The players have
That's fair.
The players have completed the equivalent of over 330 years of work scientists would have otherwise had to do to match what the players have done. We have done, video gamers have done 330 years worth of COVID-19 research in EVE Online.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're doing this by measuring the chemical makeups of cells, a process otherwise known as flow cytometry, to determine a body's immune response to COVID-19.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That is so wild. What?
When I said I don't understand this, I'm telling you, I don't understand this.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't understand this on, like, an intellectual level, but on a, like, base level, I understand that the words you're saying make sense.
One of the scientists says that the project is 60% COVID help and 40% machine learning AI practice. So it's 60% doing the research for them,
wow.
But it's also 40% trying to teach a machine to do this same research.
Yeah.
Which is just so fascinating.
Guys, gamers are going to create AI by accident. Well, not accidentally, but, like, without knowing.
Gamers would intentionally create AI if they could.
Yeah, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. That's...
Players would create AI just to have better AI in games. Like,
that's true.
God, the freaking AI in Cyberpunk 2077 is so bad. I went back and played some of it, and, like, just the gunfighting mechanics, I'm like, these are the dumbest.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Didn't love it.
Yeah, it's just wild. Otter says also the protein folding puzzle game is still being updated with new proteins.
Yeah, he was talking about a different, there was, like, a similar thing.
Don't worry, Otter the biologist is here. They found out how protein folds in 2 weeks.
Yeah, wild, right?
Can I link the study in Discord, please? I don't have the study, I just have the IGN article.
We'll link the IGN article, and I'm sure that they provide their resources.
Yeah, the project is called Project Discovery.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a Star Trek show.
Yeah, it does. Literally.
Literally.
If you want to do your own more in-depth research into that, please do. I'm very confused, but I might like look into it because my mind is blown.
I just love it. I love like, you know, you have all of these freaking nerds, and they're already playing a game. They're more than willing to do... one of the things that the article talked about was that MMOs are really great to do research like this in because MMO players are people who do tasks repetitively.
Yeah.
That's just part of the MMO, the grind, you know, the whole thing.
RuneScape.
And so getting people who do repetitive tasks as part of their game experience to do repetitive tasks is a lot easier than getting people who are not accustomed to doing that to do repetitive tasks. Like, it can be really hard to get someone to do something over and over and over again, unless you're paying them. But video gamers will do repetitive tasks for you for free. Yeah. Yep, they will. If it's for a good cause.
Well, they got skins, so...
They get skins, that's true.
Yeah, that's that's fair.
Yeah. Just wild. EVE Online is the most fascinating thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
The number of stories I read about, like, $22,000 of real-world money stolen in heist in EVE Online. And I'm like, how?
How?
What
Literally
happened?
how? Like, what?
Why is there a real bank in a fictional video game?
Yeah, very confusing.
Oh, man. But if you're one of those EVE Online players who's helping solve the medical mystery that is COVID-19, thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And I hope that you enjoy your dope skin. In-game. I hope you have good skin in real life, too. In other news, going back to space, Dave Bautista. I know the title at the bottom says Bautista's too old for Drax. I want to be very clear. I am not saying that Dave Bautista is too old to play Drax the Destroyer. I'm not making that claim. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I promise. Dave Bautista himself is saying that. In a statement that James Gunn shot back at, was like, no, you're good. You're Dave Bautista. You're always Drax to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he would know best, though.
Oh, 100%. And I get where he's coming from, right? Dave Bautista is going to be 54 years old by the time Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out. And so he made a claim online. He said, there's no Drax for me. Oh, no, I'm reading the wrong statement. Dave Bautista said, Drax isn't going anywhere. He just won't be played by this dude. By the time Guardians 3 comes out, I'll be 54 years old, for God's sakes. I'm expecting everything to start sagging any second now. Look. I mean, totally get it.
Yeah.
If you're 54, can you imagine just the makeup process to get in and out of Drax every single day on filming?
Yeah, and like your skin does just lose elasticity.
Yeah.
And so, if the character is supposed to have a certain look and, you want to be honest to that and uphold it, like, I can understand why, practically, like, having the makeup applied would be more and more difficult as you got older, but also it does, like, the visual, like, the character will look different just because of how you have to apply the makeup, unless they, like, CGI.
I mean more, I just think he doesn't want to sit in the chair so much.
Oh, for sure.
But here's what I will say. Sorry. Do you have anything to add?
No.
I agree with James Gunn. You can't recast him.
No, you can't.
Dave Bautista's performance as Drax the Destroyer is so subtle and so funny and so unique that, like, if he's not going to do it past Guardians 3 and the Christmas special, just don't have Drax anymore.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You're not going to catch that lightning in a bottle twice.
No.
And I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine, without rebooting the entire Guardians and the entire MCU and starting over.
Yeah, no.
Which then have a new Drax, but...
No, let him move on. Like, that I feel like film and TV has a bad habit of just clinging on to things too long, or, like, beating the dead horse, as you say. Like, do a good thing, and then when it's time to move on, let it go.
Yeah, 100%.
Let it go.
Don't hold it back anymore.
Okay, that's enough for you. I don't know. I totally understand. I don't think you need to recast him. He's done great work, and he's really made this character something special and enjoyable for a lot of people.
100%. Yeah.
You don't need to have somebody else come in and try and, like, copy what he's been doing. Like, it's just, move on. That's okay.
I'm a big fan of Dave Bautista as an actor. I didn't expect to be when he first transitioned over. Because I watched him as a wrestler way back when I was in, like, middle school, right? Mm-hmm. And he's fantastic. His part in Blade Runner 2049, he's really great. Like, Dave Bautista's made some really interesting choices in his career. I'm really excited for Army of the Dead, the Zack Snyder movie on Netflix, which is wild.
Yeah.
To say Zack Snyder and Netflix. The fact that movie's not going to be in an IMAX cinema is wild. But I don't know. I think that Dave Bautista has made some really strong career choices, and he is an incredible Drax. And if he's not going to do it, I just hope they don't recast him. I don't know. I think that I would rather the Guardians take on a new member.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just come up with a different character.
Exactly. Yeah. Give room for somebody else to come in and wow us in another way, And honestly,
it's just unfair to any actor that you ask, right? Because, like, that's a tough shadow to live in.
Yeah.
Or the other option is that Drax is successful at becoming invisible. And he's a voice only from then on. And in Guardians 4, Drax is fully invisible. And so we never see him, but we hear him. And there's great comedy because the Guardians never know if he's in the room or not.
Oh my god.
I think that
I hate it.
And like in action sequences, there's this invisible combatant.
Yeah.
You just see two floating knives, and you hear Dave Bautista's voice, and it's just fighting. How hilarious would that be?
That would be pretty great, actually.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know how, like, I feel like they would have to do it sparingly. Like, I feel like that joke could get old pretty quick. You know, they would just have to be smart about it. But I think it has potential.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I would love that. Let Dave Bautista play the part from a recording booth.
Yeah.
In his pajamas.
Yeah.
You know, he's got his old man slippers on. He's comfy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a nice pot of Earl Grey tea.
Doing action voiceover, I love it.
If you've never watched someone do voiceover work for an action show, it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Okay, now be punched in the stomach. Okay, be punched in the chest. Be punched in the face.
Wow, you nailed it.
And you're just like, what is happening?
Oh god.
What is happening? Y'all, in other Marvel related news, but not Marvel news, because this is an Image comic, we finally have our Red Sonja, which is very exciting. Red Sonja reboot found its lead in Ant-Man and the Wasp star Hannah John Kamen? I don't know if it's Kamen or Common.
Sure.
But the actress who played Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp, who I felt had a really great introduction to me as an actress in that movie, but also in that movie wasn't given a lot to do.
No, her character kind of was not great. Like, as a character, not her as an actress, but...
I just feel like the twist of her not... So, slight spoilers for Ant-Man 2, sorry. Ant-Man and the Wasp. But her character, the twist of her not actually being a villain was tough to pull off.
Yeah.
And it gave her, you know, I don't feel like I feel like the second half of it's great once the twist happened, but they tried so hard to hide that she was a sympathetic villain that in the first half it just kind of seems like you don't know what's going on with her.
Yeah.
But sure. I really like the actress, and I was excited to see what she was going to do next, like where she was going to go from there. And I think Red Sonja is a really interesting project for her.
Yeah.
She's going to don the famous metal bikini, and you know, I'm excited for her to play this part.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna be great. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed her as an actress in the movie. I just thought that like the character felt a bit weird. Like you said, I think it was because them like trying to like hide the fact that you know, like,
yeah, 100%.
It was just like it wasn't lined up very well, but I'm excited. I think she's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've never really read Red Sonja, because most of my comics reading happened when I was at an age where my mom would not let me buy a Red Sonja book, because the cover is always the very attractive lady in the metal bikini. I looked at a lot of Red Sonja covers. Yeah. Do with that what you will.
Oh god.
The interesting thing is, so reading her credits, she's been in a lot of things recently, but she was in Star Wars The Force Awakens. And I don't know who she was in Star Wars The Force Awakens.
I don't know either. I feel like I would have recognized her. Like, she has a very, like, unique look.
Oh, you know what? I don't know, but I think I figured it out. I think that she's the lady who calls the First Order in Maz's castle. Looking at her cheekbones.
Her cheekbones.
I think that she's the lady who calls Maz's castle.
Who calls the First Order.
Yeah, who has the, like, black hood on. Yeah. There's actually a book written about that character.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Perfect Weapon, I think, or...
That's so random.
Yeah. That's so funny. I think that's her. First Order Officer. Nope, I'm wrong.
She's just an officer.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
She's also going to be Jill Valentine in Resident Evil, the new Resident Evil reboot.
The movie?
Yeah. Hannah John came in. You're blowing up.
Yeah.
She's talented.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, me too. God, she's in a lot of things coming up. Good for her. Mm-hmm. Good for you. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to call you Hannah. We don't know each other, but Miss John Kamen.
We'll figure it out.
I'll learn.
Somebody else will say it and we'll be like, okay, there it is.
We'll watch an interview.
It's like the whole Henry Cavill thing.
It's Henry Cavill. He's Henry Cavill. He doesn't murder Dalmatians. He's Henry Cavill.
Wow. I love that that's like a defining feature.
Well, because I'm singing the Cruella de Vil
I know,
song.
I'm teasing.
He's Henry Cavill.
Oh my god.
All right, y'all. Let's get into our final story of the day today, which is going to be
the box office?
The box office.
Y'all!
Jason Statham took the weekend. In news that will not really surprise anyone because it's the only big movie coming out. Jason Statham's Wrath of Man managed to win the weekend box office with $8,100,000. Which
it's a nice even.
Yeah, it's a decent gross, I think, right now. I when I saw the trailer for this, I thought that this was only going to be I thought this was only going to be a PVOD release. I didn't realize this was going to theaters right now in mid-pandemic, and it did reasonably well. The more interesting story to me is that Demon Slayer continues to track ahead of Mortal Kombat. Demon Slayer had a 52% drop this weekend, whereas Mortal Kombat had a 61% drop. Ooh. So Demon Slayer is still over 3 million for the weekend, and Mortal Kombat is around 2,375,000. Godzilla vs. Kong dropped only 30% to just under 2 million, so that's still going strong. Godzilla vs. Kong is only 7 million away from 100 million domestic, which would be a huge line for a movie to cross in the pandemic.
Yeah.
And Raya the Last Dragon is still there at number 5, but it actually gained 35% this weekend.
35%, that's pretty big.
But in the news that I know you actually care about, The Croods 2, A New Age, is up a spot. Yeah. It was in 13th last weekend. This weekend, it is in 12th because it only dropped 5.3% this weekend, raking in another $185,000.
Wild.
This movie, y'all.
It's gonna do it. I'm telling you, it's gonna do it.
It's $700,000 away.
Yeah, it can do it.
You think, okay. It is
I believe.
24 weeks in release.
I believe in a thing called love.
I don't even remember why we started talking about this movie.
Because there wasn't really any movies.
Because there was nothing else to talk about?
We were like, we want to do box office stuff, and The Croods was the only thing. It's still going strong. It's
just funny. We've been talking about this movie for months.
I know. It's great. I love it. We've got a
We've never seen it.
Through line for our morning shows.
Yeah, 3 years from now, we'll still be talking about The Croods 2. We'll be like, so this week in iTunes rentals, The Croods 2 had 3 people rent the movie.
No, we're not going to care enough. Give it 6 months. No, it's going to hit the goal that we set for it, and then we'll be like, okay.
We just want it to pass Tenet.
Yeah, that's all.
I'm worried that Tenet is still making money somehow. Let's see if Tenet is still making money. Because if Tenet is still making money in theaters, we have a problem.
That is a problem. We need to shut it down.
All right, Tenet is at 58.456 still. Okay, so yes. So 58.456 and Croods is at 57.814. So they're about 600,000.
See? It's going to happen.
Croods is 4 weeks away from passing Tenet if it continues to only fall 5% a week. Mm-hmm. If Croods can hold 5% a week drops for 1 month and still be making over $150,000 in June.
Go see Croods 2 if you can. Please. We're begging you. Because we can't. Theaters are closed. We literally can't.
This is the dumbest thing for us to have spent so much of our energy on.
Nah. It's great. I love it.
At the international box office, there is not a lot going on. Wrath of Man managed to pull in $18 million internationally.
Oh, nice.
Which is good for that movie.
Sorry, is that internationally, that includes the 8...
No,
that's separate. Okay.
The film has not opened in Asia yet, in most Asian countries.
Okay.
So there might still be some money left internationally for it. So it might still have some room. But the Jason Statham movie did do pretty well in Russia. Actually pulled in $10 million from Russia, which is more than it's made in North America so far. So
yeah. The
Russians just really like Jason Statham, I guess, and Guy Ritchie.
Sure.
Yeah. And Godzilla is still opening in theaters around the world. Just opened in Brazil, so Godzilla is still going. And the big money makers, the true money makers worldwide, are the Chinese films in China, where Cliff Walkers managed to beat the Mayday holiday winner My Love. Making $118 million and $114 million respectively.
Nice.
So if you want to make money in films right now, go make movies in China.
Yeah, basically.
Because their box office is
strong.
open.
It's strong.
Yeah, they're making money.
Yeah, we're still closed.
Yeah.
Closed for business.
Yeah. You know what's wild?
What?
We don't have an end date for our lockdown.
I know.
We're in lockdown forever.
We're in a perpetual state of not doing anything.
Yeah, and that's all the news.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a fun show.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like the House of the Dragon pictures feels like it was forever ago.
Yeah, it was like 5 days.
But now that we do the show once a week, it just like, I don't know. It feels like we kind of.
It was an attractive face.
That was very cute.
That should be my emote.
We kind of get late to some things.
Yeah.
Probably ran to a state of emergency too soon. Wait, Japan well?
Yeah.
Not doing well?
Yeah, I really don't know what Japan's doing. Because they have not canceled the Tokyo Olympics yet. But they are not in a place where they can host an Olympics.
Right.
That's my personal opinion, and I might be wrong. They might pull it off and it'll be amazing. But you're kind of state of emergency, very close to having people from all around the world travel to your country.
Yeah, I thought I read something about the idea of like you can only go if you've been vaccinated, but I don't know how they would. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, but the problem with that is really just vaccine parity, right? Like, you are essentially saying that countries that have vaccines can send their athletes.
Yeah.
And maybe like the Olympic Committee can get vaccines to athletes. But then, and I mean, yeah, maybe vaccinating Olympic athletes first isn't the worst thing in the world just so that they can do the Olympics. But, like, I don't know. It just seems dangerous because it's not just the athletes, right? Like, you're talking, the Olympics is a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Like, the Olympics is, in order for the Olympics to make money, they have to be on television, which means that the camera crews, the producers, it's a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And it is just a question of how much international travel do you want coming in. I know Hirwin in the chat is living in just outside Tokyo right now and is saying that there's going to be no in-person guests, which I get, but at the same time, no foreign guests.
Yeah.
And I get that, but like you still have an influx of people to make this event happen, and it's a large influx of people, and it's not just athletes.
Yeah.
So it's really a question of
how they're going to monitor everybody coming in.
Are the Olympics worth the risk? And I don't know that they are.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to see how that plays out. Because I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, and what's wild is that we're already pushing into, like, by the time these Summer Olympics happen, the Winter Olympics are supposed to happen in, like, 9 months.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're supposed to be in February or March of 2022, right? So we're already coming up on the next Olympics, and honestly, having these 2 Olympics back to back, I'm just saying, if you have 2 Olympics back to back like that, you're going to have less interest in the already less interesting Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt things.
Yeah.
They still call it the 2020 Olympics, and all the merch still says 2020. That's funny.
I mean, if it was made and printed, and I get that.
Well, and it is still technically like the 2020 Olympics that have been postponed.
Yeah, I get that. 2020 looks better anyways than 2021.
I don't know. Here's the thing. If it happens, I want it to go smooth, and I want everyone to be healthy and happy and safe, and that's all I can say.
Yeah.
It's people much smarter than me and much more connected to this will make that call, and they know more of what's up than I do. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like a huge risk.
Yes, it does.
And the biggest risk is actually for the people of Japan. I don't think the athletes are in as much risk as the people of Japan, because these athletes are going to come in. There might be variants. You know what I mean? Like, there might be variants that pass the vaccines. We don't know yet.
Or getting together such a huge crowd of people in close quarters allows for mutations, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that announcement has to come soon, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have to...
Aren't the Olympics in, like, 6 weeks?
I don't know. I've never kept up with the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heroin says a bunch of very old men will make that call. They usually do. Yeah. Should they? No. But they usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's work on that.
Yeah. Let's figure that out.
Let's solve that problem, huh?
Yeah.
All I can say is vote. Otter saying the Indian COVID variant got past the vaccine in a retirement home here. Great.
Yep.
And that's our show.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it so much. I just want to hug my friends. But thanks for hanging out for the show today, guys.
If you like this video, go like it. Leave a comment down below.
Yep.
Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Hit the notification bell.
Do all the things.
I'm going to drop the link to our Venom trailer reaction in the chat.
Yeah, we did a Venom trailer reaction, so please go check it out. Give it a like, comment, tell us if we're wrong. David made a mistake in there. Let's see if you can catch it. The internet will figure it out. Yeah, please go check that out. It's slap that like button, smash that subscribe button.
Whoa.
We're YouTubers now.
Slap it.
That's what Otter said. I'm just you know, I'm just hopping on the bandwagon. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. This was fun. As always, we will be back next week, 10 a.m. this time. We will be on time, promise. We'll be back 10 a.m. Monday. More news, more YouTube shenanigans.
Click on that link. Like that video. Watch it. Subscribe. Smash. Oh, y'all, Thursday, I am going to be dropping the second episode of It's Just Video Games with my guest, Joni Brosauce, the cosplayer, Twitch streamer, Twitterer, Facebooker, I'm assuming. She might not have Facebook. I don't know. Incredible model and gamer and lovely nerd. And I'm excited for you all to hear that conversation. I'm excited to have that conversation later today. So come check out the second episode of It's Just Video Games this Thursday. That's going to drop at 5 p.m. EST here on this channel, here on YouTube. Yeah, anything else?
No, I think that's it. Most of you guys already know that Subnautica Below Zero comes out on Friday officially, and I will be playing it all day on Twitch, so come hang out with me.
I love it. You're like, I think that's it, and then I'm going to say something else.
Yes. Yep, that's usually how that works.
All right, y'all. Pop over to Claris's Twitch in a couple of hours. She's going to be playing Pokemans.
I'll be doing the thing later tonight.
And as always, my name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
Do something nerdy tonight, you dang nerds. You dang nerds.